I mean, what can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said by a dozen people in a dozen other ways for a ton of time now? Almost 10 whole years. Like, what can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said by a dozen other people in a dozen other ways? And with higher quality videos at that? Well, not really much of anything, to be honest with you, because I pretty much have the same thoughts as everyone else who loves this movie so much. And it's pretty much the best of classic traditional Disney, with a little bit of a modern edge mixed in, and great social commentary. So, welcome to my short review of Zootopia. This is a movie that took me forever to watch, and it's because when I first saw the trailers, I wasn't really digging it. I mean, it was more anthropomorphic, talking animal characters that we've seen a dozen times. It's set in suburbia, which we've also seen a dozen times. Not only that, but SpongeBob exists. And it just looked kind of dull to me from the trailers. The trailers weren't really grabbing me. And then I heard people overpraising the ever-loving flipping flip out of it for at least 2.5 years before I finally saw it in class. Yes, I saw this movie in a class in one of my final years of high school. It was one of the last days of class. I can't remember which class it was, but it was one of the classes. It was, I believe, my sophomore year of high school, and we watched Zootopia. So, that's how I finally first saw it, and that's how I finally realized, wow, this movie's actually great, and I should be kicking myself for not watching it sooner. Zootopia is a great film, like, there's no doubt about it. Its social commentary is great and somehow is still relevant to this very day. The voice acting is fantastic. I mean, you have Jason Bateman in possibly one of his best roles ever. Then you have Judy Hopps, who is a great character. You have Nick, who's also a great character. You have some really surprisingly great comedy. Like, this is one of the funniest Disney movies I can recall in recent memory. Like, it's sharp-witted, it's funny, and the pacing is lightning fast, but it doesn't feel like it's going too fast, which is what makes this movie interesting to me, because usually with like a fast-paced movie, if my computer can stop falling asleep, is that despite being so fast-paced, like going from here to here to here to here to here to here to here, it doesn't feel like it's wasting time, or it doesn't feel like it's wasting any potential. But this movie has one big problem. The villain. I understand the commentary, I enjoy the commentary, and I can understand why this works the way it does, but at the same time, this villain kind of sucks. Like, very generic villain once you realize that this person is the villain. But I did like its commentary. Again, the commentary is like the strongest part of the movie and somehow still relevant even in 2023, which is saying something. And then you have the great animation, the unique design of every single character. You have the music by Shakira. It's Zootopia. What more can I say about it? You've heard other people praise it a million times in a million other ways with a million times better freaking quality. I'm just more here to just put this in the record books and the archives. Zootopia is a great film. I'm glad it's getting a sequel, and I can't wait to see how it continues on from this original. But because the villain sucks so bad when you realize who it actually is, well, then the final act of the movie falls apart a little. Not enough to ruin my enjoyment, though. Final verdict for this movie is an easy high 9 out of 10. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I may prefer this over this, but it's just my own personal taste because I grew up with superhero movies. So, yeah. I still really enjoy Zootopia. It's just as great as you've heard. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it now. And let's hope and pray that Disney does not screw up the sequel. Well, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to the end of our marathon. So, what movie's next? Oh, yes. Another one of my favorites. Yes. Stay tuned for next time for what I think is the second best Disney princess movie of them all. Moana.